Hello, my name is Dale Wilhite. I'm actually in Montrose, Colorado at the moment. If you want to find out anything about me, go to MySpace where I have a page. This here deals with pedophiles and what to do about them. There is a way that we can protect the children of America from these pedophiles, or at least from the convicted pedophiles. The first timers, probably not, but at least convicted pedophiles who have been sent to prison for their crimes, and for some whatever or for some reason they are released from prison. So listen to this concept very carefully, because again, it could work if it could make its way into Congress, and or the states could pass something like this. And actually, I would prefer the states do it rather than the federal government, because the federal government doesn't get too many things right anymore, and really never have. But listen very carefully, because it comes off of a scene in one of my movie scripts, and that's where the idea came from. And then after I wrote this back actually in the 90s, it was around 2000 that I began to realize that maybe this scene that I created in a movie could actually become a reality, and it could get rid of these demonic pedophiles. Although in the movie script, it's not pedophiles that are the target here. It's just some futuristic group of people. But I got thinking that these pedophiles, this would be perfect for them. Anyhow, my concept is relatively simple, although it would have to go through a constitutional scrutiny, and it would take some time to turn into a reality, but I think it'll work. Anyhow, basically put, pedophiles who are released from prison should not be placed or allowed to return into society anywhere for that matter. They should not be allowed into your communities. They should not be allowed back into the city. They should not be allowed back into the towns, the counties, or wherever in America. They should rather be sent to a place, something like Death Valley, California, where it's nice and hot, where a small city would be built, and a lot of it would be built by these pedophiles. It's a city that has just about everything that a modern city in America has today. Hopefully to be a small one. Except in this city, and in the movie script it's called Sled City, there are no children. This is where these pedophiles will spend the rest of their life working and living, and that's it. They are confined to the city for the rest of their lives. Now, some may have to leave for certain reasons, medical reasons, family reasons, and of course they'll have a monitoring bracelet anklet on them, or they'll have to be escorted or whatever out of that city to go elsewhere if they have to leave. But this is a place where they can go, and there are no children for them to prey upon. Now, we also don't want this place to become a bastion for homosexuality either. So, women would be allowed into the city if women want to. If there's some woman out there who wants to date one of these weirdos, that'd be fine, I guess. That would have to be decided by law. But of course, if they make a baby together, as soon as that baby's born, that child is going to be removed from that family in that city. There can be no children there. I would say the minimum age would be a good about 25 and under. You can't, if you're a female, you do not enter there. Simple as that. We do, though, have to be careful not to be sending 18-year-olds who have had sex with 13-year-olds or 14-year-olds and confuse it with that. What we're talking about are men who go after 8, 9, 10, 11-year-olds, infants, these real sick weirdos. Again, unfortunately, a lot of them are released from prison, and they just should not be placed back into society anymore. I also have not ruled out the fact that some sexual offenders can be sent there, because all the time we're hearing about sexual offenders, murdering women who are out jogging and things like that. But I think it might be a little bit too dangerous to do that, since if pedophiles are allowed to have girlfriends, then you're creating the same atmosphere for these sexual offenders, who rape and murder and things like that. Although a man who murders another woman, or murders anybody for that matter, should not ever be released from prison. So, but anyway, I'm just going to confine this to the pedophiles. If they can go somewhere to live and work, they pay rent, they have gas stations, they have grocery stores, they have convenience stores, they have movie theaters, no X-rated movies, no kiddie movies, of course, and things like that. Everything that you and I pretty much have in a town, in a city. Some here like Montrose. But they cannot leave. If they leave, they can be sent back to prison for life. It's as simple as that. This is also the way to get rid of them, get them out of our communities, and to get them out of the prison system to where they're just, taking up, our tax money. And let's make them get out there and work for a living, and they will have to work. Unfortunately, pedophiles come in all professions. There'll be doctors, dentists, uh, male nurses, I guess. It might be going to be very few women. I doubt any women pedophiles that are having sex with young boys are going to be sent there. That's almost still unheard of, except for a few school kids. There will be, pedophiles that work in grocery stores, banks, I don't know, hospitals, whatever. So the city will be well staffed, but the police and the court system, of course, will not consist of pedophiles, and probably not the mayors, council members, and so forth will not be. Whether they really want to work in a place like this, I don't know. But it would be interesting to see if we could make this a reality. Now, this is one way that we can rid ourselves of a lot of convicted pedophiles, because the fact of the matter is, a lot of these convicted pedophiles cannot be cured, unless they're born again. And most of them are not going to be born again for some reason. They go so deep into this, debauchery that they just can't be rehabilitated. So you want to contact your congressional representative, and you want to pitch this idea over and over again until they hear you loud and clear. And hopefully one day, if I can ever get up to a certain status, I would love to pitch this idea on all the talk shows. I would love to pitch this before Congress and make this a reality. But unfortunately, I'm not at that status, and I may never be. So this is the only way I can pitch my ideas. Right now, I have about 700, but I only have about 100, close to about 150 on the internet so far. Most of them on YouTube. And that's what I do. Is I try to pitch new ideas to make things better for people and their lives better. And this is one that I think would be very helpful if we could get the attention of the people in Congress and in the state houses and in the governor's mansions, and get them interested in this. Get them to take a hard look at this. And maybe each state can have its own little sledge city, put their pedophiles in and keep them there when they're released from prison, and rather than back into our communities where they can rape and murder these young kids. Kids have a constitutional right to live free from fear and from such people. But apparently the ACLU doesn't think that their constitutional rights or the constitutional rights of the innocent is of any value. They only care about the guilty. We all don't want innocent people in prison, but we also don't think that these people have a right to continue their rampage and their march, the things that they do in attacking these children. The ACLU just doesn't care about that. I do, and you should too. And you can make this reality by pitching it to whoever will listen and give it a foundation, and maybe one day that foundation, something will be built on it. We get rid of these sick people from our communities once and for all. Can't get rid of all of them, but we can at least get rid of the ones that have been convicted and released from prison and send them somewhere else to live the rest of their lives and keep them out of the community and away from the children of America. Thank you for your time. My name is Dale Wilhite.